Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. If you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Kim Dent. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for 22 years. I live in Maryland Heights, Missouri, and I love teaching stampers and crafters how to make quick and easy and adorable greeting cards. If you're tuning in for the first time, please say hello. If you found me from my YouTube channel, Stamping with Kim Dent, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Hello, hello, everyone. Well, tonight I'm going to be making 2 Christmas cards, and I love Christmas cards. Both of these cards are cards that I would send out. They are special cards. They take a little bit more time. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. So hold on just one second. Hello, April. How are you doing? I'm going to sync my laptop and then we will get started stamping. Is everyone having a good weekend? I bet April is. April, have you been stamping up a storm? Let's see. Say hello if you're joining me so I know that you're watching. All right, I'm almost there. And it looks like I'm frozen. Oh my goodness. Hold on, everyone. Okay, I'm unfrozen for the moment. Let's see how long this takes. I can see that I have a few viewers tonight, but I can't tell who they are. All right, on to the Christmas cards. I'm going to flip my camera around, so hold on just 1 minute. Hi, Mary. All right. If you would like to find out more about me, this is my website, kimdent.stampinup.net. If you would like to find out when I'm holding my classes in the month of November are November 17th and 18th, Friday the 17th at 6 p.m. and then Saturday the 18th at 9 a.m. and then the second class begins at 1 p.m. Oh, let me flip on my light here. That's better. And I would love for you to join if you're in the St. Louis or surrounding area. The first time you come to my class, you're absolutely free. We make 5 adorable greeting cards and the envelopes are included. So if you're interested in finding out more about them, they're held at Zion Lutheran Church in Maryland Heights. It's right off of 270, so if you're familiar with the area. All right, I think I'm all synced up, and I'm going to show you the first card that I'm going to make. I'm going to show you in the mini catalog. It is with the Oh Holy Night suite. And as you can imagine, I love this suite. If you know anything about me, I'm a Sunday school teacher. I'm a church secretary. So this suite was or this bundle, I should say, because I don't have this one yet. I don't have the Stars at Night bundle, but the one that I'm going to be using tonight is the Night Divine bundle. And I'm going to be using the stamp set as well as a few pieces out of the die set. And then I'm going to be using this beautiful Oh Holy Night paper. So hold on just a second. Let me show you. Should have done a better job of getting the paper ready, but it is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. There's the flip side. So I always brag about Stampin' Up. This, you can see, this looks like stars to me. But then you can flip it over. So after you're done making your Christmas cards, this would make a great background for all sorts of different cards, fall cards, So there's that first sheet. This one, this is gorgeous. This beautiful scenery paper. My camera needs to go up a little bit. For a scrapbooker, oh, this is just beautiful. But I'm going to be cutting this up to make cards. And then there's, see, just a real subtle pattern on the flip side. This one definitely looks like desert to me. Lots of brown tones. This almost looks like it's got a little bit of Cajun craze. Here's another star sheet with speckles. And then this could be snowflakes. Here, this one is interesting to me because it is, if you see, it's very plain. It looks like all sorts of blues, from balmy to misty moonlight to night of navy, maybe a little bit of basic black. And this does have a little bit of a pattern in it, but not much. I'm not sure what they were thinking on this one, but great for if you want to jazz up paper and use, just something as a background beside cardstock. DSP is this is what you want to use. DSP is just a pretty, and you can always emboss with either heat embossing or with our embossing folders. This is the sheet that I'm going to be using. I'm going to pull my camera up a little bit. There we go. And this to me looks like Stars at Night and the City of Bethlehem, I think. What do you think? Do you agree? And then the flip side, oh, this one looks like it's got copper clay and a very subtle pattern in it, like with a watercolor wash in the background. So interesting paper, huh? All right, the card that I'm going to be making, I pulled out one of my templates. There you can see. Let's see, where's my template? Oh. Well, I have a funny story. So, I've been collecting my templates. I knew I wanted to do a card with the Holy Night DSP, and I thought, oh, I just need to pull out my little template out of my template box. I could not find it for anything. It was making me crazy. And so this pretty Christmas card I did a couple weeks ago for you all, I dropped it in ink. So I thought, I'm just going to use this so you can see the template. So if you're joining me for the first time, the templates are something that I've been collecting. If you want to follow along and listen to the measurements that I give out, it's a great way to make a template. Usually you'll see me, let's see, where's one of them? Oh, and then I started saying, it was a funny story. Then after, of course, I'm getting ready and everything all set up, it was under my laptop. So here's the original template. So when I call out like the measurements in that, you'll be able to, if you want, jot them down. And then what I suggest is using like old cardstock or old DSP that you're not going to be using. And then I put this, or this one now, in a box, and it will sit there. And when I'm ready to make another card just like this, then with same, not the same pattern, not the same DSP, but the template, the same type of cards, it's easy because these measurements are all right here for me. So I just recommend get yourself a little shoebox, and then when you make a fun fold or a fancy fold card, do a template first, and then it's a lot easier because normally what happens is I mail off, like I would use this as the template and then the Christmas card I made with it, and I would mail it off. This has just saved me so much time, and I want to thank Vicki Todd. She was the person who originally started telling us you need to do your make templates and put them in a box. Jackie Bullhoys, who is Klompin Stamper, she is I think the originator maybe of just spreading the word and saying card making becomes so much easier, especially if you do a template box when you're making fancy or fun fold cards. So here's my templates. I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to show you the card we're going to make. Dun, 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 dun. This card is so easy to make, and I think it's just beautiful. So it's that same, I think Jackie Bullhoys might have called it like I think she called it a unique gatefold. Oh, yay, Vicky. This card came together so quickly, and I'm gonna give you the measurements. Probably should. And I'm going to get the kit out here first. So instead of having it, usually I use like these little yellow notes. I'm going to continue saying the measurements and see if that's just as easy for you. So the card, this main part of the card is 11 inches. Hold on, 11 inches by 5 1/4 by 11 inches. And we're going to score it at 1 3/4 and 3 1/2, and then we're going to flip it. So let me get my hands. I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. So, let's see, is it in there? Here we go. 1 3/4 and 3 1/2. And then I'm just rotating the cardstock, or as you'll hear me say a lot, flip it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on that opposite side. 1 3/4 and 3 1/2. And girls, that is I think that's probably the most complicated part of the card. So, let's see, 5 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score it at 1 3/4 and 3 1/2, then rotate it around, do the same thing on the other side, 1 3/4 and 3 1/2. All right, set this out of the way. I'm going to bring in my bone folder. Oh, thanks, Melissa, thank you. And the one thing, this is kind of a bulky card, so you want to give it a nice, bring in the bone folder and give it a good crease. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Set that to the side. And then I'm going to bring in my DSP. Now, if you saw me with the DSP, here's the sheet that I used. Oh, I wish there were more of them, girls. I cut this at 4 inches. 4 inches, so I'm going to get 3 panels. So 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this becomes what I have on my little template. This is the focal point. Now, it doesn't have to be DSP. On my other card you saw, I used the DSP and built on it, or stamped on it, sorry. You can do all sorts of things with this. You could emboss this focal point and have like stamped images on here, but this layer right here, 4 by 5 1/4. So that's how I came up with this piece of DSP. Hope that makes sense. All right. And then you need 2 pieces. So I chose Misty Moonlight because I wanted to brighten it up just a little bit. And these pieces are they're 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And you need 2 of them. So 2 pieces. These are Misty Moonlight, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And what happens, this is how easy and quick it comes together. I'm going to take this large piece that we just scored, and I'm going to add my Stampin' Seal. And then I'm going to center it on this back panel. So there's a little layer all the way around. And then I'm going to bring in this piece of Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to put my seal, my Stampin' seal, on the left-hand side. But when I lay this down, I hope you can see this, I want to make sure that it's even all the way around with this back piece of Misty Moonlight. So I kind of close in these panels and lay it on top of that back one, and I'm just seeing, I'm going to line it up just the best that I can. That looks good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, and you can see this was the other thing I wanted you to recognize or know, that, you know, because that is a scene that on that large piece of 12 by 12, each of these cards is going to look a little bit different, but I'm good with that. I just think this is beautiful, and all the 3 cards or the 6 cards that I would get out of the pack, these cards are gonna go to somebody special. So they're special Christmas cards. I'm gonna bring in now my little embossing kit. We sell this. This is our Versamark. This is a little embossing buddy, and the reason I'm gonna use this, these little embossing buddies, they help prevent the embossing powder before it's melted from like flying all over and causing like little flecks. And then the stamp set that I'm using comes from the bundle. This is Night Divine, and any of these would have been pretty, but I thought we started our Sunday school Christmas program practice today, and so this just stuck out. Glory to God in the highest. Oh, Holy Night would look really pretty there, or the stars are brightly shining. I wanted to point this out because I've seen some cards made with the shepherd and the sheep, and like in Psalm, the Lord is my shepherd. The Psalm, I can't remember what, I should know it, but is it Psalm 23? The Lord is my shepherd. I've seen like sympathy cards made with the Lord is my shepherd and using like that desert scene with a shepherd and some sheep. I'm just going to use one little shepherd and one sheep tonight, but we're going to emboss. So this is the set that we're using, and I'm going to bring in Glory to God in the highest. Cool. And I'm going to ink it up and take a look at it, make sure it's all over the letters. And then I'm going to set it down. That star is right there. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go with it. And for those of you who, I love to emboss, and I especially love at Christmas time, that's when you'll see me emboss the most. But embossing is so fun. So this little tray, all I have to do is, and this is like a kit, it all comes together. This is white embossing powder, and I'm gonna take it and layer it down on there. And then I'm gonna bring in my heat tool. Oh, but before I do that, well, here, let me show you how this works. The tray, there's a plug at the end or a screw top. All you have to do is take this and take this little brush, and then I'm gonna just empty all of that back into the container. Isn't that nice? Nice, neat, and tidy. Set this to the side. Oh, put the plug back on the back. We're going to emboss on the second card too, but not with white. Okay, so here we go. I've set this here, and I'm going to heat up my heat tool. And then you'll be able to see it will start to melt and turn a bright white. There it goes. Yeah, that star kind of is right in the middle of the G. Oh. Well, it's a card. I have to tell myself that sometimes when I get frustrated. So there you go. See where the star is right there? That's okay. We can tell it says glory to God in the highest. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, you can tell this is hot. I mean, it's not hot, but it's warm. And I don't know if you can tell, but a lot of times when you're embossing kind of like a large area like that, it tends to warp the DSP. Now, probably if I would let this set, it'll relax a little bit, but for right now and for time's sake, I always recommend, if you're making quick cards and you're doing it, you're embossing a lot, you want to use extra seal behind that area or whatever adhesive you use, just to get that to lay flat. It didn't do it too badly, but I'm always like conscious of it. There we go. And now I'm going to bring in, I had on my original card, and I think it was because I was cutting it up, I had 3 pieces of, this is, let's see, is that 1 3/4 by, let me look on my little, no, it's yeah, it's 1 3/4 by 5. Let me, no, sorry, 1.5 by 5. 1.5 by 5. I don't know why I was second guess myself. I have just 3 pieces left out of that one sheet, and I didn't want to cut into that second sheet yet. So I'll add this afterwards, but no, I did, wait, is that right? Yeah. Oh, that's all I needed. I just needed 3. Oh my goodness. So there were enough of these strips left out of that one piece of 12 by 12. Now, like on the next panel, if I go to make another card, I'll have to cut into that second piece of 12 by 12. So just going to take these. I thought this was a fun way to add, just continue the theme. Let's see, I'm going to go this way with it. In my brain, I was thinking I needed 4 of them. This is, I think, thank you. Oh, hi, Claudia. Yes, you need this. You do need it. Did I not cut that? I didn't cut that one all the way down. I'm just gonna, when you're getting ready on the fly. Okay, I just need to cut a little smidge off of that. All right. So we're almost there, girls. I wanted to show you the die set, and really I wouldn't have ever thought about this, but I've seen samples. So this is the Night Divine dies that goes with the Night Divine stamp set. And there you can see there's a camel, a donkey. I think these must be clouds. Is this called the crush? I'm not sure what these are. Clouds, maybe? Anyway, the thing that I saw that I thought was so clever was, this is the main die, which has Mary and Joseph, the baby Jesus, on one side, a shepherd, on the other side, a wise man, and then a sheep. It looks like it's right here. Oh, there's baby Jesus right there. What I did was I just ran a tiny little piece of pecan pie on this side, so that the color that I use is pecan pie, and then I snipped it off there. And then with the, there are 2 little, I think they're sheep. I don't know. I can't tell on this one. Is this a sheep laying down, or is this a cow? Anyway, there are 2 more little dies. I'm not sure. I'm using the sheep that's right here, this little tiny one. This is the other one. I think it's a cow, but I started to, I don't know. I thought maybe it was a little sheep laying down, but now I think it's a cow. So we're gonna just, same with the wise men. Like if I wanted to put 3 wise men, I would just run this through, you know, like with some probably dark, you know, regal colors. If I wanted to put like the camel and maybe, and to have 3 wise men in a scene. So anyway, I just thought it was really clever, not my own idea. And to make different scenery, pieces of sceneries out of that one die. So here we go. I'm gonna close this up. Oh, I can't wait to use more of the pieces. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in my little shepherd and put a little bit of glue on him. And he's gonna go down in the corner. Sure. Oh my goodness. And then same for my little sheep. I like, it's got like woolly fur on it. The die is so detailed. Girls. Poor little sheep is... So they're looking up at the sky. Isn't that sweet? And then for the inside piece, I stamped Peace on Earth, which is also from the stamp set. And I didn't need it. I stamped it in Night of Navy. Oh, and you know what? I didn't cut a piece. Hold on. The piece on the inside is 3 3/4 by 5. And I thought about, you know, decorating it with some DSP scraps, but then I decided that there was plenty of patterns going on around it, so then I didn't feel like I needed to. Isn't that pretty? Ah, Peace on Earth. Beautiful. All right, and then this gets put in the center. I'm ready for you to sign it. So I'd probably add, you know, a note, like Merry Christmas, but look how pretty that looks with the stars and the sky all around it. And there you go. I hope you love this. Thank you. Thanks. I love making it, and it makes me want to buy more of the Oh Holy Night DSP so I can make more of the cards with the Bethlehem scene in the background. So on the second card, I'm also going to use the same stamps. Let's see. Leave this out. Move this out of the way. Oh, I need to clean it off though. Hi, Jill. Did you see this card, Jill? Dun, 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 dun. We have to go back and watch from the beginning. I bet it's one that you like. All right, the second card is a card that I haven't done this fold, so I made another template. So here we go. More embossing, more pretty paper, and that's how this card goes. This is also an easy card to make, especially if you have a die cutting machine. And let me show you what it's made from. So the, where did I put my gavel on? Isn't that pretty? Okay, here we go. This card is made from the suite called, I'm sorry, the bundle Joy of Christmas, which the Joy of Christmas suite has 2 stamp set and die sets with it. So it's got the Joy of Noel, which is this one. And then the one I'm using is called Christmas Classic. The Christmas Classic bundle has the Christmas Classic stamp set and then these dies that are here. And then I'm also using this beautiful Joy of Christmas 12 by 12 paper that's down here. I also got myself the black, I love getting on black. This is black and very vanilla. And as soon as these become available again, I'm going to get myself some loose holly gems and sequins because I just think it would have looked really pretty on this card. So here we go. For this one, here's the DSP. And I love it too. There's the piece that we're using. Let me pull this up. And then for the music lovers, this flip side has music notes and it looks like maybe like in basic gray. And then here is this one. This one is another one. I think I love it because it can be used for so much more than Christmas or the holidays. And then there's that, like I started talking about this earlier. This has like a combination of cherry cobbler and real red, and it's got a subtle pattern in it. So when you want something more beside just a regular piece of real red cardstock and you want to jazz up your cards a little bit, if you've got this type of DSP laying around, makes it so pretty and so fun to add a little pop of color. So there's this one, and this piece I can use for tons of different, I don't really look at this and see Christmas or holiday with this side of it. This one I do. This looks like holly berries and leaves, but it's done in real red. That's an interesting pattern. And then same on this one. This has got a subtle pattern behind it, and that's losing my, it's got it right here. Shaded spruce. Oh, girls. This is one of my favorites. Look, ooh, there you go with that checked. And then look at this one. Masculine cards. Whenever I see wood or timber, I always think that's going to be a great masculine card or piece, but I love this. And then look at how beautiful this is. And I always like to point out, Stampin' Up! Artists create this. Isn't that amazing that that's done by some very talented artists who work for Stampin' Up! And then here's another type of timbery, foresty, masculine card DSP. And then this one, here we go. I love this one just as much. I checked. And then more musical notes. This looks like it's done in more like early espresso, pecan, but it's got notes on it. So I know the music lovers, they love to have that. Let's see, did I do it all? I think I did. So, Joy of Christmas. Sandy, me too. This is my first pack that I cut into today. I just got it. All right, here is the stamp set is called Christmas Classics. And then the dies, same thing. I think they started making it easy for us. And here's my die that I made this beautiful, I don't know what you call it, frame. We'll call it the frame. And I love this. Oh, anytime there's like shapes that can be used like, they're versatile because they can be used on so many different cards and different ways. I love that kind of die. And then the other two dies, where did I put them? Oh, they're in the other two dies are the leaves, the holly leaves, and then there's two sets of holly berry dies, which I love. Makes card making. So we got one of these, but we've got 2 sets of these. So let's see, let's set this to the side. So I've already cut this out for us. Oh, I want to show you the template too. Here's the template. This is, I don't know if it's called a hinge card, but the card base, if you want to take a picture of this, the card base is 5.5 by 7 1/4, and it's scored at 3 inches. And then this little strip is 1.5 by 4, and it's scored at 1. And then the outside piece of DSP, this is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. The inside is a larger piece, 4 by 5 1/4. And then the greeting for the inside, I use white, is 2.5 by 5. And then I didn't give measurements because I just wanted you to know like the hinge part of it. So you can use all sorts of dies. You don't even have to use dies. You could use circles here. You could use squares here. You could use rectangles, but there's your little template for that. So here's my card base. This is real red, and like I said, it's 5.5 by 7 1/4, so it's a little different, little, I guess, smaller, and then it's scored at 3 inches. Okay, all right, let's see, we're going to bring in my bone folder and give it a good crease, and then, isn't this pretty? So this is my outside piece. It's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Bring this down a little. I love it. Center it on that panel. Then I'm going to use the checked piece. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I use shaded spruce. This is my little hinge. This is 1.5 by 4, scored at 1 inch, and give it a little crease. And then this we're just going to put on there like in the center. So I've got it where I want it, and I'm going to add a little bit of extra Stampin' Seal right there. Now I could bring in, I probably could have brought in my tear and tape and use that too. This is even stronger than the Stampin' Seal. So it's, or I could use Tombow glue too. But this is probably the strongest out of the adhesives. All right, and then for my inside piece, this is 2.5 by 5, and we're gonna do some more embossing. So on this one, we're going to put Glory to God in the Highest on the inside. No, yes, on the inside. So this one, this is how I used to do all my embossing powder. I have a ton of these like plastic containers, and in here there's more than one container full of our gold embossing powder. So I'm going to do the same thing all over again. I'm going to bring in my embossing buddy. And then also my Piercement, and then Versamark, gold makes it look so rich, I feel like. You can see there's some little flecks there. I also would bring in the little brush that comes in the set and just do the same thing. I'm gonna flick off that little bit of extra. Then I'm gonna close this up. You always want to close it up before you get the heat tool going. And the Versamark. Now, I won't recommend, or I don't want you to emboss directly on top of the pierce mat. So I want to set that to the side and then go. There it goes. Right, and there you can see what I was talking about before. It kind of warps it a little bit, but I think if I let it set, it's warm still. Not hot, it's just warm. It would relax a little bit, but I always would put like a little extra adhesive behind where you've embossed. Okay, now I'm going to set this to the side, and I want to be careful. Oh, I started to tell you, this is, to cut out this piece, I used a 4x4 piece of shaded spruce. So I already did that for you. And let's see. This piece I used I think it was a 3x3 piece to cut out the piece on Earth. Now, one thing I want you to know is this would look pretty, you know, stamped. It would look just as pretty stamped in shaded spruce or cherry cobbler or real red. I just wanted to give it, like I said, these two cards that I made tonight for you all, it's an extra, these are like extra special cards. So on this, I'm going to set that to the side, and I'm going to show you, I brought in, you just need a little scrap of white, basic white, and then we're going to bring in Memento, because I'm going to color just a little bit with the, just to show you how I did the holly berry, or holly berries and leaves. I did 2 sets of them, and then here's my little berry stamp. This is going to be stamped with, I chose cherry cobbler. And you need 2 sets of those. And like I said earlier, I'm so thrilled that they have 2 little holly berry stamps so I could run those through. I wish we had 2 of these, but I'm going to bring in my light shaded spruce and dark, and I'm going to use the dark first, dark shaded spruce, and I'm just going to add a little bit of detail. And I'm not going to do both of them because I already have 2 ready for us to go, but I just wanted to show you how I did it. And I used to do, when I was coloring, I would use light and go over the whole thing, and then go over with dark, the dark detail. I don't know, lately I think it's just as easy to use the dark, your dark shade first, and then go over with the light. And like I said, this is one of the things I always wish I would have taken more coloring classes, but I pick up things here and there from other stampers, so there you go. Isn't that sweet? All right, set these to the side, and then the dies, I wanted to share with you, I use a tape called, I think it's called green tape. This is from a company called scrapbooking.com. I love this stuff. So when you've stamped an image and you want to make sure that your die stays in place, this stuff is wonderful. So there's my little plug for that. So I've already cut out our holly berry and our holly berries and our leaves. And I'm just going to bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to show you how I attach these on the back. So I wanted these to be on the back, and I actually got the idea from the catalog. It's not my own idea. That I just thought, how is this gonna, how can I make these add detail? But it didn't seem right that they were gonna be added on top. I don't know, I just didn't like the way it looked. And then I went to the catalog and they had them on the back side. So it looks like that. I'm going to bend it over just a little bit. And then for the bottom one, I'm going to do the same thing. Only I want it to go the other direction. Oops. And add a dimensional. And then we're going to add a couple more. Because you know me. All right, I'm going to pull these up. Thanks for the hearts, guys. And then this gets layered onto here like that. And then for my little holly berries, I just glued those on with the Tombow glue. And they're teeny tiny. Oh my goodness, I was so worried I was going to lose these. All right, I'm going to put 2 little dots there and 1 there. And I am going to use my Take Your Pick tool. And like I said before, oops, the holly berry and leaf jewels, oh, they would have looked so, they would look really pretty on this to really make it pop, but I like the way this turned out too. Gotta flip him over. We're almost done. All right, let's see. Did I lose my little square? On this piece, I think I did, unless it's floating around here. Nope. Just to finish it off a little bit, the measurement, like, just, I don't know. This was just me having a little extra time. This square that's behind this pretty die, that's 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. So, all right, we're gonna add some adhesive. I'm gonna set these over here. And I kind of center that. And, oops. There you go. What do you think? I love both of these cards. I think that, like I said, these are definitely like extra special cards. You're going to take a little bit more time with each of them. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Has anyone tried the gatefold layout, but opening up and down? No, but I know what you're talking about, Mary. I have seen that. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mom. All right, hold on. Sorry. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you, if you haven't started on your Christmas cards, that you're inspired to do so. If you like any of the products that I used tonight and you would like to order them and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, feel free to leave a comment, whether it's on Facebook or in if you're watching the my YouTube video, leave a comment, and I'm happy to pop some catalogs in the mail or place orders for you, so you have your cards ready in time for Christmas. All right, have a wonderful week, everyone. God's blessings. Bye-bye.